welcome to tonight's video recap. We hope you enjoy everything that we're bringing to you tonight.
Tonight we bring you footage from the Aachen Grand Prix, which was the second of 4 shows in the Rolex Grand Slam of show jumping. With a €1 million prize pool and additional Grand Slam Series bonus prize money on offer, competition was fierce. Sit back and enjoy the leading riders' first 2 rounds and the excitement of the 7-horse jump-off.
Robin Parsky's in his own gazelle. Robin, she'll be here on the sidelines chewing the nails. It's a 13-year-old horse that won, the rider that won the Geneva Grand Prix previously. 2016, 5th at the Olympics and team silver individually in Rio. Wonderful athletic combination. Has been competing out in Spruce Meadows. That would be good preparation for this big grass field. Twice second in Grand Prix in Wellington and Florida this year. Winner in Rome. Big class there. Ken Farrington, another one who's been up there to the world #1 position. Won in Geneva back in 2017. One thing for them is if they come down to jump off, they are exceptionally fast. Takes a pull. Say, a little bit of curve, choice of distance down there. Oh, just comes off there, just a touch there at the final fence. 165 final fence, 84.54. And for the Stefek Stables and Scuderia, was by Angelo van der Zutova. Dois, the current world #4. 2014 World Cup champion. Another of those to make a return to the German team this week here in Aachen. Olympic bronze medalist in 2016. Grand Prix winner this year in Hamburg and in Sopot. That was with Jasmine van der Bishop. Tobago, like several others, carefully laid out for the season, and several will also be thinking about those European Championships coming up in Rotterdam at the latter part of next month. Doisa, 4th at the World Cup final with this horse this year. Looking to join fellow German rider Simone Blum in the lineup. Goes on the slightly wider line, gives himself room to the last, 82.67, and the last to go will produce the clear. So half of that lineup in round 2 will be starting on a 0 score. The rest will be starting on 1. Doisa and Scuderia Tobago Z. 82.67 is the quickest of the clears as well, added at the finish, but still round very swiftly. Fast, looking like a very different lineup to last year's competition. Ken Farrington, the world #8 right now. Fifth individually, team silver at the last Olympic Games. Multiple Grand Prix winner in America with this horse. The US could be coming out strong here with Ward and Farrington if both can be through. Ushers on through the triple combination. Farrington one from home, focuses on the final fence, turns to it, pushes, clears, no problem at all. That long distance at the last, 1.90 meter spread on that finishing fence. Gazelle eats it up and gives us number 5 going into the jump off. Kent Farrington, 2 for the USA now. Gazelle goes through alongside McLean Ward and HH Azure. Ben Mayer, Explosion W, Derek Kenny of Ireland, Babaloo 41, and Jérôme Guéry, Kelholm de Huis for Belgium. Daniel Deusser, the Stefex Stables Scuderia 1918s, Tobago Z. Weiter Gilles van der Zoet over the Stefex Stables of Belgium. The German rider back on the squads this week as part of the Nations Cup team. 2014 World Cup champion. 2016 Olympic bronze. Several-time Grand Prix winner with this horse already. Likes of Oslo and much more besides. Very successfully and through the World Cups. I think 3 World Cups over the winter. And the last few weeks in June was red hot again, winning the Sopot Grand Prix at the Nations Cup there in Poland and the Hamburg Grand Prix on the Global Champions Tour. Deusser another of those in the world's top 10. Speedy down there, just a little, maybe more pace than he wanted. Deusser, who would be very hard to hold in this prime position, pole position, if he can hold on to it. He's got time to get to the last. He's got pace to get to the last. He's got scope to get over the last. Partner Caroline there watching, and high five. Daniel Deusser goes to the jump off, will be the 7th to go and last to go. Tobago Z. Daniel Deusser, 2 for Germany, 2 for the USA. Great Britain represented by Ben Mayer, Ireland by Derek Kenny, and Belgium by Jérôme. After that second round, and here's what it looks like. Jérôme Guéry to lead off, Derek Kenny, Babaloo 41, McLean Ward, HH Azure, Ben Mayer Explosion W, Kent Farrington Gazelle, Simone Bloom the world champion, and then finally 7th to go will be Daniel Deusser and Scuderia 1918 Tobago Z. Time to play full attention. the final stage of this Rolex Grand Prix. €1 million in the prize funds. A shot at then the Rolex Grand Slam series. And, of course, the prestige of winning one of the biggest, if not the biggest, Grand Prix in the world here in Aachen. Jérôme Guéry to start things off, the Mexico Grand Prix winner with Kelholm de Huus. Owned by the Eden Farm. There'll be many watching closely back at home. Olivier Philippart's their fellow Belgian at the front. They'd have been helping each other down in the warm-up. Now on this 13-year-old to set the pace. No holds barred now. Back to this new fence 15. The black opaque poles. Then to the SAP vertical. Stood their last round at 1.70 m. 2 parts of what was the triple combination. Just got to be careful not to get too far forward. It's 160 on the way out. They power around the corner. On the planks, just on the angle. They come back to a new fence here inside the water. Lands there in 32. Just slips and it costs him. Pushed and tried. It just gave way underneath him. Nothing he could do about that. The gods just going against him today, and down to that Rolex fence to finish. Did absolutely everything. Disappointment for Jérôme Guéry. Finishes on the 4:55.64. That was going to set some pace. Jérôme Guéry over the Turkish Airlines fence, comes round the corner, and you can just see slides, and then he's got nothing to come off.
Das zweite Paar. Aus Irland, Babalu und Derek Kenny, Ireland.
Derek Kenny of Ireland, Babalu 41. Grand Prix winners in America this year. He himself, several big Grand Prix wins the last few weeks on this 14-year-old by Balou de Rouet. Chantilly, and in Belgium in the last few weeks, the Knokke Grand Prix. Drops quickly over the first fence on the turn back. And no, not going to go Kenny's way. Finished 4th here last year. On the 4 already. Could be a similar position, we'll see. 4 is not going to be a winning score with the combinations coming. You see he just slides a little bit of extra ground there, coming between the flowers and the Rolex clock. He's taking as tight a line as he can, because again it will make a difference in terms of the very big prize money here. Could cost you tens or if not hundreds of thousands in there. More likely the tens. And there you go over the finish. Finish on the 4. 48.04. He'll be quicker than that of Jérôme Guéry, obviously with that turn from Jérôme. But dropping an early pole for Derek Kenny and Babalu 41. It leaves the rest 5 more to go for it.
Vereinigte Staaten von Amerika, the United States.
Derek Kenny shakes his head. He knows an opportunity lost. Future EU president there with Otto Becker. Chef to keep for Germany. McLean Ward, HH Azure. Oh. Coming to get the turn at the first. They want a tight turn up from there. And he pings one out. They're making life easier for the final 4, maybe, but amongst that group, it's still not going to be any kind of easy win. McLean taking the same route as Derek Kenny. Well up up in terms of time, but got very tight in there to try and just knife that. And it came down as well. It'll leave them on a score of 8. 43-32 for McLean Ward and HH Azure. So the American challenge is going to have to come from Ken Farrington and Gazelle. Great Britain, USA, 2 for Germany still to come.
Aus Großbritannien, Explosion, Ben Ma, Great Britain.
As he just tries to get an extra little bit out there, and just adds a second fence down. Ben Mayer, Explosion W for the Poden Farms. They're the team up there. Crew member up there. Emily Mason, I know, watching somewhere around for this. Martin Fuchs, great chum of Ben Mayer's as well. There to support him on the ground. Would be much rather competing against him here, but not to be. Ben, winner of that Turkish Airlines Grand Prix qualifier. This is the horse with pace. What they've also got to do is take care here too. Still got the very fast Farrington, Bloom and Deusser to follow. No doubt which route they're taking. This horse, immense scope as well. Turns up to, just maybe gets too close to it. On the 4 for Ben Mayer. They're all not quite so sure as they come around that corner where they saw Jerome Garry just see the leg slide from them. And it's on 4 for Ben Mayer and Explosion, 43.97. But you have to say, for a first time here for that horse and that combination, it's a very exciting one indeed. They'll walk away with a lot out of this week that have liked to have gone home with a win. But that is some pairing together. So Ken Farrington, Simone Bloom, Daniel Deusser. Still no double clear yet. Ken Farrington will not hold back. Robert Ridland, US team manager. Farrington, former winner in the Grand Slam series in Geneva. If he could win here, the next 2 stages would certainly suit him. He's well used to Spruce Meadows and to the Geneva Indoor as well. We can knock this one off. Now he's got a wider line there than the others. Again, is he giving it a bit more space here? He does. Squares up for this one, sitting alone at the last, 43.98. And it's still a decent pace for Ken Farrington and Gazelle. What a finish for the American. Still 2 German charges to come at them though.
Ken Farrington in Führung, 0
in terms of time, round about that of Ben Mayer and McLean Ward so far, but keeping the clean sheet. So Ken Farrington heads in front, gave himself space in a couple of places, didn't overtake the risks. Robert Ridland happy enough with that. All eyes on this lady, Simone Bloom of Germany, the world champion, DSP Alice. And then finally be Daniel Deusser, Tobago Z. Both can probably squeeze a little bit more out of that run than Ken Farrington, but then he's always very quick across the ground. Don't be overly deceived by Farrington's run. Where does she go? She goes wide as well. Doesn't cut in there, but again gives herself more space to the planks. And it doesn't pay off. A groan across the whole arena. This is the lady they wanted to see at the top. She was 2 seconds back of Farrington. They touch another one there. It's going to come down to Deusser to try and lift the home trophy. And it is going to be 46.88 for Simone Bloom in the end.
Simone Bloom, DSB Ellis. 4 Punkte, 46,88 Sekunden. Dritter Platz. Laufenwertung, fifth place. 4 penalties, 46.88 seconds.
Has been watching. Ooh, sugar. Daniel Deusser, last to go. Scuderia 1918, Tobago Z. For the Steffix Stables.
Daniel
Deusser then, last to go.
Germany.
Score to be clear, 43.98. Ben Mayer in second so far, Simone Bloom in third. Dara Kenny back in his position from last year in fourth. Faster already. Only by a tiny fraction now. Does he cut inside here? He takes this line that Ward and Mayer did. It shaves a little bit off. Does it mean he can leave himself a bit of space back to this next vertical? He's a little bit down. He's got a little bit to make up. He takes that one a little on the angle. 43.98. They're trying to quieten the crowd. It's going to run close. It's going to go Farrington's way. It's 44.35 from Daniel Deusser. He's going to be in second place in the end. It is going to be American win with Ken Farrington and Gazelle to take the Aachen Grand Prix. Daniel Deusser giving it every effort to finish in second with Scuderia 19 Tobago Z. Whoa. Best effort from the German, but it is going to be a German second and a German fourth. Simone Bloom in fourth, Daniel Deusser in second. Ken Farrington will lift the trophy, and as I said earlier, for that Rolex Grand Slam, that could well pay into his hands. You saw him cut inside here, but Farrington's so fast across the ground. Otto Becker applauding a top performance. Daniel Deusser with that look of, well, I gave him my best shot. Ken Farrington, yes. Laura Crack, I think down there, some of the Americans down there congratulating. Looks like Daniel Blumen. Thank you. Delight. Yeah, it's McLean Ward. Marcus Ening. Jos Lansing, what a lineup to say well done. Well, it'll be the Star-Spangled Banner that will hold atop the flagpole here in Aachen. The Rolex Grand Prix going to Ken Farrington and Gazelle. Daniel Deusser in second with Tobago Z. Ben Mayer, a good finish for him in third with Explosion W. Fourth to the world champion Simone Bloom. Dara Kenny in eventual fifth place, just one back from last year's finish with Babalu 41. Jerome Guerry in sixth, McLean Ward seventh, and eighth place, those two timefuls, Sven Schusterberg of Germany. And the rest of the lineup for this year's Rolex Grand Prix, and the new live contender for that Rolex Grand Slam is a Rolex testimony rider in Ken Farrington.
Thank you for watching tonight's video recap with Equestrian Life. We'll see you next time.